Hey guys, it's me, Parker. Welcome to my channel. I was thinking today what readings I haven't done in this cycle yet, and I'm sorry it's been playing out for so long. I've been working so much, you guys have no idea. It's like insane. It's been good, but it's been a lot of work. Hopefully my schedule's gonna like kind of even out. Yeah, but I was like, what readings haven't I done in this cycle of readings yet? And I was like, oh, Sag, Capricorn, Aquarius, like in a row. I'm like, oh, it's so funny how sometimes they play out like that because last time it was like all the fixed signs except for Taurus, so super funny. So I'm just recording them in that order just because it makes sense. And I was feeling Saggies. That's actually what like alerted me to. I was like, ooh, I'm feeling Sag. But anyways, this isn't about Sag. It's about you guys, the water bearers. So. How are my Aquarians doing? I hope you guys are doing good. Saturn's about to move into your sign. The Age of Aquarius. Like that song. I've never actually heard it, but it was like playing, like what I have heard of it, or like people singing it or whatever. I was like playing in my head today. Ooh, interesting. Wow. Elk. Ooh, Sagittarius just got this. So you guys definitely might know a Sagittarius or be dealing with one or have Sag in your chart. They just got this, and it's so funny. I was just rambling about Sag, and I mentioned the horse card in their reading as well. Wow. Okay, the elk is like leads the family dynamic, the divine masculine of the earth domain. Don't get too hung up on that. Masculine is just action oriented, right? Like think of men, right? Get her done, problem solvers, and then women are like more receptive and intuitive and creative. Elk. He is connected to the knowledge offered by the sun. It's an intuitive energy, but again, he rules the earth domain, right? Very grounded when in balance is the elk. So we'll see what else comes out with that. We'll see if it's connected to the statue reading. That's so weird. Anything else? I actually already forget what the Sag reading was about. I just recorded it like an hour ago or like half an hour ago, and I already forget what the message was because like I don't hang on. I just like channel what comes out with the cards. That's funny. Tiger. Whoa! Holy shit, you guys! Whoa! What? Some of you are definitely dealing with a Sagittarius. This just came out in their reading. These two, you can't make this up. There's an entire deck of cards here and they flew out. That is so weird. Lunar feminine. Wow, this is going to be like maybe the same reading where it's just going to offer a different perspective. This might be like the vice versa to that reading. That's so wild. I've never had that happen. Divine masculine earth realm, divine feminine lunar. Someone could have a moon in Sag placement, big time, just saying. Big time. Wow, or you could be like an Aquarius and you cross watch and they're like a Sag and you're cross watching for them. Whoa, that's crazy. This is like the this is like a very hard-working card. When they get too overworked, they do sting, but it's a very humble, like happy, like working for the hive. It's like a team player sort of energy, very humble and hardworking, but don't take them for granted or they will sting. And then with the lizard, this just came out in the Capricorn reading too. A very perceptive animal, but it's sensitive to vibrations, right? Think of a lizard. It's chilling on that rock in the sun, but as soon as it perceives a threat, it's like skittery and it just goes. It's like, oh shit, I gotta get out of right. I got a sting on my way out, no less. So we'll see. Wow, okay, that's so bizarre. Wow. I mean, like, this could be considered a very Taurian card because Taurus is all about physicality, the physical realm, the earthly realm, in a very tangible sense. And with the lunar feminine, someone could have a moon in Taurus too. I'm just saying, the lunar feminine aspect coming out. This could all be you in your divine, very grounded in your masculine energy and very in tune with that moon energy. This is fire, though. We'll see. We'll see what comes out with the tigress. Wow, that's crazy. Tell me about Tiger for Aquarius. Those eyes, oof. It's like, whoa, they can see right through you. Oof. You guys are good at that. You're very intelligent. Wow, service and acceptance. Wow. Wow, okay. Service to self or others. In that card, that's all about the sacral. I'm being drawn to, like, with the fire on the elk too. Like, there's sacral energy coming off this reading, which is about creativity, passion, ambition. It's also our sex center. Where that stems from, and roots. So there's a lot of like lower chakra energy going on here, but you do have this bee, and there's fire aspecting this as well. Acceptance of something. This could be talking about acceptance of your role in this lifetime, your purpose, coming into some kind of awareness. There's a moon cycle there. Coming into awareness that either something is run its course, it's no longer of service to you or others, and you're accepting that, or you're assuming some kind of role in service to others through your sacral energy here, and you're, grounding that. There's a lot of things that could be referring to, so we'll see what comes out with tarot. Completion, yeah. There's a completion of some kind here. Wow. Perception. There's despondence with that bee energy too. Very interesting. There's self-worth tied up in this as well. We have self-worth underneath that with that sacral energy. Despondence. I'm getting confusion off this. Despondence, or like fleeing the scene with that bee stinging on the way out energy, kind of. For some of you, service, you could be accepting that someone's in service to themselves, and you're like, I'm not appreciated. You're seeing the light about that. It's time for me to wrap this up now. Or, something is not of service anymore. Or you're stepping into a role with that self-worth. There's a lot of sacral energy going on here. You're coming into awareness, and you're assuming that role of service for yourself or others here. Very interesting. Tell me about this tiger. You could definitely have a passed on loved one around you at this time. They're like kind of like on their deathbed there, and then there's like a ghost, like a lady. You could definitely have a matriarchal, if you resonate with one of your guides being like a family member, an ancestor. I think they're around at this time. Just saying, big time. Just saying. I just heard get a piece of that pie. Rare, like the tigress. Wow, she's an apex predator. She stalks to kill. She hunts that down. She can be very much of service to self. Sometimes that's necessary with that unappreciation, despondence energy. Tell me about service and acceptance. Wow. Holy shit. Wow. Oh, here's you. Look at that pie energy. Accepting something here. Again, Seven of Pentacles, it's like, is this of service to me? Is this pentacle that I'm planting gonna mature to the 10? Is it going to be of service in the long run, of the best interest of service for myself and those around me? And then acceptance is like accepting, yes, this pentacle is your legacy. Keep watering it. Keep putting service and attention and hard work with that bee energy into it. And then sometimes it's like, no, I have to plant another pentacle because the fruit that's growing from this is not going to give me a good cherry pie. Spirit, you're so funny. I can't even make this shit up if I tried. But yeah, something either is not of service anymore and it's producing, Spirit's like, hey, like, you want that cherry pie, get that pie. What you're planting right now is not going to mature into a cherry tree. It's going to, you're putting in the hard work for those around you, for those where you're stepping into a role of service for self or others, and your guides are assisting you with this, right? But same energy. She's like accepting her path or accepting the truth about something here regarding service to self or others. And look at that. Soul connections, love, friend, work. Otherwise, we have lots of soulmates. This is a card of soulmates. There's a truth here. So that's speaking to that acceptance energy. There is a truth being accepted here about service to self and others. With this is others. There's sabotage here. Can be a planning energy, can be a stalking energy like that tigress. Just saying, 2 sevens, that's all about your path. For some of you, you're coming into awareness about how you can be of service. Assuming that leadership role with this, like, leads the family in the earth plane, right? For some of you, could be like earth angels, or you could be like healers, right? And you're stepping into this role. With this, it's like a sabotage energy, but 2 sevens, very synchronistic. That's all about being on your path here. Why the 7 of Swords? Tell me about the 7 of Swords. Could be finding out a secret that someone's in service to themselves, and it's causing a redirect, and you're like, oh, this is over now. I can't. You changed my perception too much. Just try not to sting on your way out, because this is a stinging on the way out energy, right? It's like sneaking off, or like he's stealing his enemy's swords for battle, right? He's sneaking off, but it's like a stinging energy too, like that bee, right? If you are leaving a situation because it's not of service to you, just be kind with that communication, because you are dealing with soulmates, right? And the Huntress, she stalks, right? She can be quite... she's a tiger. She can bite. Her teeth are fucking big. I'm just saying. Tell me about the 7 of Swords. Tell me about the 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords. Well, the Hermit. There's conflict here. For some of you, you maybe want to sneak off, right? Like with that acceptance, there's a level of acceptance that needs to happen here. The Hermit, right? Looks within, Virgo energy. Yeah, again, that he even looks the same as like that pie chick, right? It's like coming into knowledge of some kind that you're forced to accept. But in this card, he's not actively looking. Like the Hermit looks within to get a new perspective on something like that, right? Kind of. But in this deck, he's not actively looking. He's found his truth, right? He's accepted it, right? So for some of you, it's accepting this truth. Again, Ace of Swords coming out to clarify the Ace of Swords here. This truth about this conflict within this soulmate situation, that they're of service to self and not others, or they're not a team player. With that sabotage, 7 of Swords, it's the kind of like doing me energy, sneaky, underhanded, energy is the 7 of Swords, and it's like there's some kind of conflict. So that would be an energy of someone that's in service to themselves, and you're just gaining clarity about that, and you're kind of hermiting away. Spirit's helping with that, guides especially with that acceptance energy, and you're just accepting it. You're receiving this clarity about this person or this situation, and you're accepting it. Or for those of you where you're in resistance, with having a hard time accepting that, that's you shying away from. For those of you that are light workers or earth angels, or anything, if you resonate with anything like that, or you're coming into the awareness that this is, because this is about your path too, right? That's you maybe wanting to hermit away from this service energy, right? Not wanting to accept this. You're conflicted about accepting this truth. For those in that boat, Knight of Pentacles, it's it is the bee, right? He moves forward to build an offer, right? For those where this isn't of service anymore and you're moving on, that's just you moving forward very steadfast, like the bee. It totally could be the bee, right? He works to build, very slow moving energy though. It could be dealing with a Virgo, or have Virgo in your chart, just saying. It's a lot of Virgo energy that just showed, especially with that elk. So speaking of the elk, let's talk about that next. Could be the Hermit, right? You could also because that could be the Hermit coming out of hermit mode, especially with that clarity and him having actively found the star, the service, right? The knowledge of service to self or others. Star speaks to purpose, so it's funny that the Hermit's coming out. The elk speaks to purpose. It's a very purposeful energy, right? He leads the family dynamic in the earth family legacy, right? He's and think of he'd be like the King of Pentacles, right? And the King of Pentacles manages the 10 of Pentacles, right? He rules the earth domain, so that's 7 going to the 10 with this energy is what I'm getting. Tell me about the elk. That's an energy of acceptance too. The elk knows his path, knows how to be of service to the family dynamic and the earth domain, right? Self or others. Woo! Wow. Wow, impatience. Ooh, perception. Recovery. There's that despondence energy again. Impatience. Wow. Wow, again for some, because this is an energy of having found the star, right? Having found one's purpose of how to be yourself of others. And then there's like moving into that energy, but there's like something about this hermit not moving yet out of hermit mode. And then there's like impatience showing on the bottom. That's very strange. Something's wrapping up here big time because we have that completion energy and then we have joy. Again, the bee is very happy to be doing this work for the family or the hive. But if it's not if it's going unappreciated, there is no joy for the bee in doing that work. So they have to end it because it's not in service to themselves or their hive anymore. Right? Again, just be careful how you leave that situation. Something's over here. Again, for some of you, this is just you coming into your path, receiving clarity about how to be of service to self and others in your role as what have you, whatever you resonate with, whatever your truth is. That's going to look different for different Aquarians. But joy, very joyous to be doing this work. And also for those of you in resistance, doing this work for yourself or others, if you're conflicting and you're with the hermit energy, could be spirit getting impatient too. Spirit is there, right? Like, please please step into your path here. Stop sabotaging it. Stop hiding away from it, sneaking off, right? The tiger's very powerful, right? Very powerful. A lot of joy to be doing this work with that bee and that protective elk energy, right? Very nice. Very nice. It will bring you a lot of joy. Either moving away from the situation, you're accepting it because people are in service to self, like this energy. Or, for the opposite of you, you're just moving into that very badass. It's very badass energy, like the elk and the elk and the tigress, right? Like the elk is like the patriarch, right? Very steadfast, but also very intuitive, connected, in balance with the masculine and feminine, with that fire connected to that space, the lunar feminine aspect of fire, but it's earth. It's very tangible and grounded energy. Tell me about elk with this joy. King of Cups. Wow. Really in the heart space though. Wow. Again, it's like he's got his cup, right? He's made it all the way to the end of the cycle. Now he rules the emotional domain, right? The cup runneth over, so you can share that with others. For some of you, it's again like denying that like this has run its course and needs to end now, right? Like controlling the emotions. Very feelsy. Wow, I like this. If this is someone else, I really like their energy. Just saying, like if this is someone that you're coming together with here, I really like this this King of Pentacles energy, masculine earth energy. It doesn't have to be a man, it doesn't have to be earth energy, but wow. Oh, holy crap. This is what you're moving out of, if you're accepting that, if you're gaining clarity and accepting that something has run its course with that completed in service to self energy. For some of you, this is a tower moment of acceptance with that clarity. It could be communication, could be your guides with that supportive energy from spirit. If you're in resistance and this is you and you're coming into awareness that you have a path to move into, this is kind of you rejecting it and saying, no, haha, like he's like, I won, I did me, and look what, like, I won, they gave up, but he's, like, actually holding the Three of Swords and, like, very lonely and out in the cold and bound. The energy on the bottom is very bound and hurt energy. For some of you, this is, like, the energy, of not wrapping up this cycle with this person or situation is, like, leading to this energy because you're just, like, it's just stagnating you. It's not of service anymore. It's run its course. It's time to complete this energy, right? That's like the opposite of joy, the Eight of Swords with the Three of Swords, and like being out in the cold, lonely, destitute, I just heard. For some of you, this is financial. For some of you, this is a career change, and you're like realizing that you have to do this, and you're like, oh, I don't know if I can do that. Like, you're just kind of hanging out in that knowledge, and it's like causing conflicty energy building up to a tower, 555, right? With that hermit, refusing to move energy, but this is like doing you at all costs, service to self. That's in a card, like that's what that is. And then the Five of Pentacles is like lack, being bound in lack, right? It's the opposite of joy. Completion, though, that's like over now, right? That's what's being completed here with this energy, and joy is coming in, because again, that's like the opposite of joy, right? Tell me about this King of Cups. Tell me about that. And for some of you, a connection is moving in. Yeah, again, the end of sadness or loss or grief here, the end of it. Something very exciting. Passionate, creative, youthful, that elk energy, woo. Wow, I'm seeing that like the elk. This could be a masculine energy approaching you with this Two of Cups energy, and you're like wanting to sabotage or reject it. I'm not seeing rejection here. It's like more of a walking away energy of acceptance and where to move in your path here with those sevens. But there's definitely a buildup of a tower. I don't know if this tower's happened yet for you, but death is causing a death. It's death. Clarifying completion, right? Something's over here. It could just be sadness, this very bound, sabotagey, conflicted energy of service to self, right? But not in a good way. Like, you can be of service to yourself in a good, healthy way, right? Page of Swords and Knight of Wands. Wow. Knight of Wands coming out to clarify the... So again, Sagittarius, some of you definitely are dealing with Sagittarius. Page of Swords, that could be your energy. You could be seeing this or observing this elk energy. This is like comes and goes as he pleases, very fast. Can be self-serving energy, right? This could be you seeing, looking at this person or situation, realizing like, oh, you just kind of do whatever you want. You're of service to self. And it's like, messing with my stability. I have to go be joyous now because it's affecting my joy, and this needs to end now. Or this is just you looking into stepping into that elk energy because you're needing to leave a situation like that be or move towards a situation here with that like a career change or even like sabotaging being of service in like the sense of like for others because you're don't want to accept that role. And the elk directly refers to a role. It is a role that the elk plays as the patriarch of the earth domain, right? And for some of you, you're just looking at this thing coming in and you're not accepting or there's a level of clarity about this changing your path here. And you're kind of looking at it and you're like, whoa, like, are you of service to self? Or, again, like, how do I assume this role is kind of what I'm getting on that. Okay. Yeah, I'll see if anything else wants to come out from the manga deck. Pretty straightforward. Anything else, Spirit, that wants to come out regarding this reading for Aquarius the Hierophant? Ooh. Wow, okay. That's like contract. So for some of you, this is a career change. Big time. You could be very afraid to take this new contract because maybe you're making more money at the job that you're at right now, but it's like not good for your soul. And you need to understand that lack, Five of Pentacles energy is not just about physical money. It can be about lack and boundness in the heart space because you're not honoring your passion, right? And you can't put a price on joy and being appreciated for the hard work you do. You can't put a price on that. So for some of you, this rejection, sabotage energy is just you not wanting to take this contract for something that's going to bring you a lot of joy because it doesn't make as much money or something like that, right? You know, there's something about it where you're having to accept something. But this is like contracts. It's also marriage, and Two of Cups is here with the divine feminine and the divine masculine. Very interesting. You know, this could even be too like a divorce. It could be, you know, someone's not appreciating you. Could also be coming together, you know, your situation. I'm just saying that because of completion, right? Or for those of you that like this is about your path for some of you, that's what this is leading to, right? It's like a higher knowing, a higher calling, right? And it's leading, like choosing to accept this path of service for others. Um, you know, to grow that cherry pie, to serve to others, grow that cherry tree. It's leading to this. You know, a commitment or a soulmate. You know, again, I like this elk energy. Could be a Taurus. Remember how I was talking about Taurian energy on that card? Definitely for some of you, a Taurus coming in with this Knight of Wands energy, or a Saggy, just saying. But this is like your morals too, right? Standing up for yourself. This can be because it's just like a higher knowing, right, of oneself, what your morals are, what your standards are, especially in terms of like, you know, how you're being treated and appreciated, like that bee energy, right? It also speaks to personal integrity sometimes. So with that, you know, bee stinging on the way out and that Seven of Swords energy, just remember this is kind of progressing to the eight. So don't sting on your way out if that's what you're doing, if you're leaving something, right? Because completion is here, right? Because it could affect your joy. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys. So my Aquarians, until next time, be well, take care.